Hey there guys, so our new anime begins with our protagonist, Sata Haruto. He saw a shining light in the night and fell down of the tree, so when he got to the light place, he saw an old man and a girl came out of that light. That girl introduced herself as Nokana, and asked Haruto to keep whatever he saw a secret, and in return she would become his friend. So Haruto agreed without even realizing she's from a different world, and just like that 10 years passed, and Nokana wakes up Haruto in the morning. She started taking care of Haruto as she lived right next door with only her grandfather, but her features always makes Haruto a shy. She sure grew up a lot. She suddenly moved a lot closer and picked a rice grain from Haruto's mouth, and even ate it. Bro got picked in broad daylight, so after that, they were off to school again. Haruto basically lives always alone a lot more since his father is always on a business trips, but there Haruto recalled the rings Nokana always wear around. She said it's extremely important to her, and that is why when they were kids, Nokana asked Haruto to marry her. It was a childhood promise. So Nanaka was wary and teased Haruto that he won't have those rings, which disappointed Haruto a lot because he's holding on to that old promise. But now, the summer break was starting from the next day, so one of Haruto's friends was jealous of him. He thinks Nokana is Haruto's girlfriend because he comes to school with her every day. But that wasn't the case. It was because they are living next to each other that they always comes to school with each other. That loyal friend told Haruto to make a move fast or he would regret it later when Nokana gets away from him. There, Nokana texted Haruto to ask him to go out with her on the summer festival. So Haruto got his hopes up to make a confession tonight and meets Nokana. She was all dressed up in traditional yukata, and seeing her Haruto had a heartbeat skip. Then they goes into the festival, and there Nokana remembers how they got lost in festival once when they were just children, and that time, Haruto held Nokana so that they wouldn't get lost. She felt like Haruto was her hero at that time, but after remembering that, she goes around and gets some snacks to enjoy, but her eyes got stuck on a stuffed toy. So Haruto took the air gun and shoots a trick shot to get the prize for Nokana. Then they went up towards the mountains to get the perfect view of fireworks, and that time, Haruto wanted to confess his love, but a firework interfered on his time. Nokana was totally into the fireworks show and was happy that she got to watch it with Haruto. But she herself had something to tell Haruto. Haruto was hoping that Nokana would propose to him. But his expectations got crushed when she said she's about to move out with her grandfather to a place very far away from here. They are moving back to their homeland, and Haruto wasn't able to say out his confession. It was deep regret that anyone with love in their heart would get, but then the same light shines once again, and Haruto rushed to the mountains and stopped Nokana from stepping into that light. Looking at Haruto, Nokana told him the truth that she's from another world. More so, she was getting married because she's a princess of a kingdom, so she puts up a brave smile and leaves this world for her marriage. And Haruto bring out his manhood and followed her back to that world. He was right in front of a royal court where Nokana was about to marry a prince of the other nation. They were about to kiss each other, but Haruto stops her from doing so. But there a monster made his way into the castle, and their old gramps jumped in to save the princess. But he got distracted seeing Haruto and got thrown out. They were in need of the Ring King to beat the monster, and with a kiss from Nokana, the prince will get the Ring of Light. But Nokana instead kissed Haruto and gave him the Ring of Light. With that, they filled the formality of marriage, so the prince gave Haruto his own sword to fight. And the kiss granted Haruto the Ring of Light, and he slashed the monster and killed it in a single go. But it had given a great strain to Haruto that he passed out, and after a while, he woke up in a royal couple's bedroom with Nokana. Nokana tells him to remember that they kissed each other after all, because Nokana was supposed to marry that prince, but she doesn't know him well enough and felt strange marrying to a stranger. So when she saw Haruto, she jumped in to marry him instead. And with that kiss, Haruto didn't just marry her, he even got chosen to be a hero. All the servants were gossiping about Haruto, the otherworldly hero who killed monster in a single slash. But the royal marriage with prince was political, so the royal court were scared that it will affect their relationship with other kingdom, and the emperor will be pissed off by Nokana's actions. But the Prince Mas supported Nokana because it was her decision to choose a hero and a husband. So this incident will have no impact in the relationship between the two kingdoms, he announced. So Alabaster comes forward and silenced the court. He then opened the door and presented the hero to the civilians. The public was excited to see the savior of the world, the Ring King. So Haruto had to speak a few words, but he messed up a little bit. Then, while he was in the bath, Nokana comes in since they are newlyweds. Nokana apologized to Haruto because she knew what will happen to Haruto after she gives him that ring. Haruto was completely different from this world's problems. So Nokana feels guilty for dragging him into this mess, but Haruto feels totally nice since the Maiden of Light chose him as her husband. And about the transmigration, Haruto told Nokana that he's gonna stay here with her, because that monster from before was after her, so he wants to stay here by her side to keep her safe. Her expression tells the way she feels about Haruto, because back when they were child, Nokana was bullied for her different hair color, but Haruto stood by her side like a hero. So she appreciates him, but the current situation won't change the fact, so Nokana got a bit embarrassed, so she made up that their wedding is just for the show and she picked Haruto in a hurry. But even so, Haruto was happy that Nokana picked him, so she told Haruto that she liked him, but as a friend, and Haruto feels the same, but then the bell alerts the whole capital of the attack. And Haruto and Nokana rushed out of bath, so obviously the soldiers picked up that they were disturbed in their fun time, but anyway. There's a monster invasion and soldiers were hoping Haruto to fight them off since he's the Ring King, even if he doesn't have fighting experience. Haruto makes up his mind to fulfill his duty as the king, and Alabaster explains to Haruto how his power of light works against the evil, which helps him create a weapon for the fight. Haruto understands a bit about his power and swore to protect Nokana, and hearing this, Nokana kissed Haruto again for good luck, so Haruto gets ready for his fight. But that's where the episode 1 for the new harem anime ends. But stay tuned to watch all of the episode for this anime on my channel. Till then, take care, and please don't forget to like and subscribe the channel if you want to watch more of this anime.